And we're back for another Lakers Fast Break podcast. This is Snack Pack, everyone. It's Gerald Glassford. Come right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On this week's Pop Culture Cosmos, we talk about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion reaching mass audiences with its return and its remastering. Go ahead and talk about our time with that so far. Expedition 33, Claire Obscure, is also a big hit for Xbox. Go ahead and check that out as well. And will the Thunderbolts, coming up later this week, be a win for Marvel? We talk about that on the latest Pop Culture Cosmos as well. Want to give a heads up to everyone out there. I'll be coming out with a members video that's coming up here later tonight. It's going to cover the NFL draft, Chris Ardieri, and maybe Joe, maybe Sean, who knows? But we're going to be talking the NFL draft, the winners and losers of the NFL draft. So that's going to be dropping for members here soon. So go ahead and enjoy it indeed. And then also at 9 p.m. tonight on the Experiment, is it the final game for LeBron or is it? We'll go ahead and talk about that. He will host that as far as his Joe Soro Experiment channel, the Joe Soro channel, right there for you at 9 p.m. Pacific later tonight. All right, everyone. Great to have you here. We're going to go ahead and talk about the NBA playoffs and, of course, the Lakers, giving you an update on what's going on with the Lakers and JJ Redick facing quite a bit of backlash over playing the same five over the second half, and whether you want to say he's the first one to do it in eons or not, at this point, he's just getting a lot of backlash from it, from Magic Johnson to analysts all over. And he responded that today, saying that LeBron and Luka were fine. But the biggest news that came out of today, if you look at the injury report for tomorrow, Maxi Kleber is no longer listed as out. He is listed as questionable. Is it too little, too late? We'll find out if he even gets to play, because it's the first time he'll be able to be eligible to play in months. And so we'll discuss that on the show as well. But also, don't forget, Lakers Fast Break right there for you on Playback.tv, the Joe Soro Experiment on Playback TV, and of course, Lakers Corner. Big shout out John Costa on Playback.tv as well. Don't forget the Dodgers there and the Lakers. NBA playoff action. In fact, right now, I have the NBA playoffs right there for you on Playback. But I got great guys here today. And first up, first man here, it is, of course, the guy behind Simblades, SimBladesWithY.com, Joe Soro Experiment, I told you about, and also Simblades, SimBladesWithY.com, and, of course, his game, of course, Corrupt on Steam, Coreupt. Joe, great to have you here. You saw the news. I put it out there on the WhatsApp. It's so funny, by the way. I got to tell you this before I forget. My daughter at UNLV, she was just in, getting lunch and whatnot. Here's a couple guys going back at it, back and forth. And one of them was claiming that, and you'll get a kick out of this too, Legend, the greatest of all time argument in the NBA. And one of them, I think, said LeBron. The other one said Steph Curry. And was very vehement on Steph Curry as the greatest of all time. So I'll just leave it at that. So my daughter had to interject on behalf of her dad. She did interject and turned around and told them Michael Jordan. And what about MJ? He's got 6. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I thought you might find that amusing. The lasting legacy of that. Also as well, Joe, when you were going off on Doomer, which I did make a short of, which should be now available to everyone out there. When you were going off on Doomer, my brother-in-law, who is a lawyer by trade, was doing some work and working on some depositions, and he had the show on. He had it on, actually, on speakers. He didn't have it in his earphones. And it was right at the point he turned it on from earphones to speaker, just as you were starting on your rant. Doomer. I don't know if you've seen it yet, Legend. I did make a short of it, so you can hopefully get a chance to check it out. It was classic. But yes, and my sister-in-law. What the hell is that? That was hilarious. You're on mute, Joe. You're on mute. I got you now.
Sorry, apologize to them for me.
No, it's okay.
I'm starting to feel bad because if there are children and those who don't wish to hear those vulgar deliveries, these are the effect is much alarming to the point. I believe, but it was frustration, not frustration. No, that's not the right word. It was irritation because there you cannot lie like that, and you ruin people's careers, get ruined with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that it would affect us at the moment, but it could down the road. And I know it doesn't matter to a lot of people, but I think it's something to make note, to stop lying. Every other comment was, "Oh, you said this, you said that." I didn't, asshole. I didn't say any of that actually. So, and the greatest of all time argument is a futile argument at this point. There's no way someone who's saying Steph Curry is the greatest of all time is really going to be taken seriously. LeBron has a little bit of room there, but I still would take Kobe over LeBron. And that's just me. I still would take Kobe all day. And the only reason why I'm taking Michael over Kobe is because Michael never really had a blemish in his career. He just didn't. And if you're going to pull he didn't win till Scottie Pippen came on board, well, you didn't understand what was going on the first 5 years of his career, 4 years of his career. It's actually 4, yeah. 4.
Well, it's so funny, though, because John, he apologized for the cursing, then proceeded to curse, and then apologize again for said cursing. I thought that was funny. And then I did send my brother-in-law, I said, if you really want to see something and hear something that's funny, I sent him the video that, the initial argument, Gen X versus Gen Z. Because I think you're Gen X. Aren't you Gen X? Yeah, you're Gen X like me. Gen X versus Gen Z, that original GOAT debate. So I sent that to him, and he laughed his ass off on that one. So
it's just not. It's not an argument, really. It becomes an argument for entertainment purposes, but there is no one, and those who can bring out their statistics can bring those out all they want. There's no doubt in my mind if guys like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James really truly cared about statistics, they could have had all the statistics. And in Kobe's defense too, Kobe didn't necessarily play that much the first 3 years of his career, and he was still able to reach to 33,000 points. Imagine if he had come out the gate the first 3 years playing at a full schedule, he'd probably be looking at close to 40,000 points as well. But that wasn't their mindset. Their mindset was winning. And while everybody wants to win, there's even another level of being able to execute it. That's always that at the end. That's what matters. And yeah, I use Kobe's career and Shaq as an understanding on the differences between their what's the word I'm looking for here? When they underachieved the 2 times they were at on the biggest stage, it would have changed everyone's career had they not. Shaq losing in 95 and 04, Kobe losing in 04 and 08. If they win all their finals appearances, the GOAT argument, and definitely the GOAT argument for big men, is completely different. Now, Shaq's still the same player, right? He's still the same player, right? He was just as good losing in 95 and in 04 as he was if he would win it. But statistics, yes, do matter, but it has to be in conjunction with the way you win, where you win, how you win. And it's not a science. It's not something analytical. It's something you have to see. That's it.
So, getting into tomorrow's game, you heard the news that Maxi Kleber is now listed as questionable, but you've also had some time to reflect. You've also seen the criticism laid upon JJ Redick for playing the same 5 the entire half. Whether you want to say they were gassed, they were not gassed, I'll let that you be the evaluator on that. It also did come back that by the NBA that yes, Luka was tripped. I know that was a point of contention by several commenters after our post game. Um, you know what? If you don't believe us, believe the NBA because they even said it was a trip. But again, it's those close losses, you didn't get a call. It's just that issue. But you set yourself up to that point where a call, one way or the other, decided quite a bit of the outcome. And leading up into that, the Lakers did have a 10-point lead, 7-point lead with just a few minutes to go, and let go the string. You could attribute that to being gassed, whatever you want to say, Joe. But your observations, and also, will Maxi Kleber even get enough time there? 5, 7 minutes, 10 minutes to really make an impact in the game.
It's irrelevant the decisions made during the game, honestly, because the ending looked the same as every ending that didn't end up well. So whether he's playing everybody in the second half, whether he's got a lead late in the fourth, into the fourth, there's the script has been written so many different ways, but the ending is the same. And I think those who know are the ones that are watching every single game. We're the ones that are watching every single game are the only ones that understand what we're saying. If you have a bad memory to it, then I don't know what to tell you. But we have a good memory. And the memory is saying the Lakers, and this doesn't matter the food, too. It's happened with steak, lobster, asparagus. It's happened with chicken, broccoli, and mashed potatoes. It's happened with a fast food menu. It's happened in every way possible. Different coaches, different talent, different stars with the talent. And the ending has been the same. Matter of fact, it might be worse because the boneheaded plays at the end of games, like not being able to get the ball inbounded. This is just a pathetic mental concentration, as you can see, and it's happening. It's happening with your best guy. It's happening with your number one guy, and it's not acceptable. That cannot happen. And JJ Redick playing everyone in the second half wasn't my gripe. I still can't figure out why JJ Redick can't devise a plan out of a timeout to get Luka an open shot. Luka is a clutch gene. He made a career doing that. And up until the Boston series last year, he was him in that department. But for some reason, it's been 3 months, and I haven't seen one play run for Luka Doncic to hit a game winner. I don't understand what's going on there. Is somebody holding him back? Is someone Scottie pipping him? Because you don't have Phil Jackson to tell Scottie Pippen, go sit down then, right? You all know what I'm talking about. So it's Jeannie and Rob have one more thing to do, in my view. And this is going to be a tough one. If they don't do it, I'm not going to criticize them, but I'm going to be disappointed, especially after what they did February 1st. They need to tell LeBron that next year is his last year. Now, there is a little room for a change should next year go a different way. But if they extend him again this summer, then they're not really serious about winning. Because LeBron James, stat padding doesn't do it for me. I don't give a shit, guys. I don't care if he scores 30 points a game all year, all through the playoffs. It means nothing if you can't close. And it's always been the case, other than a few times. And the reason why he's won a few times is because he was that damn physically talented. But as far as the mental part of basketball, he may be able to run an offense. He may be able to get to the basket because he knows sets. He knows this, knows that. But when the sphincter gets tight, LeBron James has never really showed me, other than a handful of times, and that's not enough, folks. That's not enough. No one's afraid of LeBron James at the end of the games, even when he was in his prime. So the Lakers have to really assess their setup right now. They absolutely extended their window of competing by at least a decade with Luka Doncic coming. Now it's time to finally get that ball rolling and make sure that 2026 is the last year you have to cater to something else. The past. The past is over. It's time to go forward now. And that's where I look at that. Kleber coming back. I'm not going to put any pressure on him. The guy had foot surgery. I just don't think he's going to have any. He's not going to have enough time to get into basketball shape or do anything effective.
I'll let you look at the chat because the chat is very opinionated on your thoughts on that. And while you do that, a good man is here as well. It is, of course, legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Happy guy.
Padding for what? What's he stat padding for?
Johnny says,
why would Luka be stat padding? For what? What's that going to do?
Johnny, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into on that. Also here today, good man indeed.
Seriously, I mean, seriously, like brain activity at this point. Sorry, I have to interrupt. I want to understand, why would a 7-year vet who's averaged 30 fucking points a game, anyways, practically, stat pad when he's averaging the same amount of. Wait, was he stat padding in Dallas last year? The year before that? The year before that? Is that what it is? You know what he was doing last year? He was busting people up, including the team he's playing right now. You know why? Because he had the ball at the end of the game. Yeah, we pay attention to other games too sometimes. So you better come with some smart shit next. Don't just yap. You're going to get called out on here. This isn't Laker Nation. I don't give a fuck about any of these rules of how you deal with other shows. Okay, you're going to get called out. Too bad I'm far away. You're far away. I can't say it to your face. You know, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to tell you to your face as best as I can now that you're a fucking moron for even just saying that. Really? I mean, like, what does that even mean? He's stat padding. Okay, Austin Reeves is stat padding too then. Who else is stat padding? Why? Because they're not winning, they're stat padding? You don't think Luka's trying to win? LeBron is trying to win. Problem is he doesn't know how to close. And that is not a 2024 problem, a 2025 problem, a 2023 problem. This is a fucking problem that's been going on his entire career. Or did you just start watching basketball 4 years ago? Is that what it is? Or are you listening to Stephen A. Smith? Or that dick face Nick Wright? Or Colin Cowherd and all these fucking assholes? Who are you listening to? Twitter? Bunch of fucking Twitter hacks? Bring the information behind it if you're going to yap. Seriously, bring the information. You want to talk shit? Talk good shit. There's been a couple people on here that have been talking some good shit, and I gave him props. The guy that said Jaylen Brown locked up Luka, I got pissed off. Guess what? I went back and I did some research. You know what? He's right. He was right. He was right. Jaylen locked him up a few times in the finals. Not all the way, but when he was guarding, when he was guarding Luka, he was locking him up pretty good, stealing the ball, going all the way to the basket. The only thing is Luka was scoring on him every now and then. So yeah, sometimes we are wrong on here, and then guess what happens? You go back, oh shit, I screwed up, and then you give props to the guy who called you out. That's how it works here. So use your brains. We watch shit. We remember shit. Yeah, we're like Rain Man with this shit. So just remember that if this is the first time you've been here. Nick T, I think you've been here for a while. You should be like, you've run out of stupid question at this point. You should be smarter than that.
He doesn't like Luka at all.
Has nothing to do with whether you like Luka or not. Half of LA didn't like LeBron, but we wanted him to win because he played for the Lakers. Yeah, you are listening to me, Brian. You know why? Because people like you know, on the chat comment, and this is our show, and I'm gonna fucking say something then. Yeah, that's how it works too here. You say something, sometimes we got to respond. There you go. Sorry, Legend. Go ahead.
No worries. It is Legend from
No
Icon
worries.
Next Sports Media.
No worries.
A very happy man because his team, the Golden State Warriors, are up 3-1 after a hard-fought victory last night. Legend, great to have you here, getting us a little bit of an outsider's perspective. I know that again, as Joe's indicated, whether or not you agree or disagree, I don't like the fact that the Lakers, had to resort to playing 5 guys in that second half. Whether or not you say that they tired out or not at the end of the game, that's your opinion, and I respect it. But again, it shows that the Lakers have a lot to work on in the summer to me, and I think when we got Luka, I think people have to realize again, we have a chance to win in any situation. I didn't say we would. I just said we have a chance to win in any playoff situation. But there's still a lot of things you have to do to build around Luka, and one of the things is depth that they obviously have to work on. And with JJ last night, it's clear he has zero confidence outside of 5 players, and that's troubling. That's very troubling going into what could be a final game tomorrow night, Legend.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as you, Gerald. I wasn't really crazy about going all in like that, but I understood what he was doing. I took that approach as we got to win this game, or pretty much my season is over. I took it as that approach, and he pretty much said it. I don't trust his bench. Pretty much said it loud and clear. Wish Raw took that to heart and realized I got to improve my depth over the summer. I understood what he was thinking, trying to just shoot all the bullets that I got, go for it, all or nothing. But it's kind of risky at the same time because he could kind of make your guys on the bench kind of shut down on you. It's a possibility that can happen. Hopefully they're professionals and won't go that route. But I also agree with Joe as well. I will hope next season be the last for LeBron. To begin moving on for him and start the transitioning into that team being completely Luka's team. You got to start eventually. And it wouldn't be a bad time to go on and start it. I'm thinking next season will be LeBron last season, unless he surprised me and be like, I'm done after this one. But hopefully he begin to move on. You can't fully get this team to be Luka's team if you don't kind of go into the sunset and move on.
Yeah, I was talking about that issue or that concern a lot of people have when it comes to LeBron James last night. And I'm still, and if you think that way, I understand. If you want that way to happen, I get it. Can't say otherwise. I understand he is a very dynamic individual with a lot of opinions one way or the other on him. I still think he's going to hold out to Bryce. Bryce has played 1 year at Arizona. I think still think that's going to be something he's going to put in his mind and think about this summer before he has to commit on that last year of his option or go back and do another one-on-one. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But let me get it back to you, Legend, real quick. With, again, a game that could very well be the final one for the Lakers this season. I know a lot of people, as you saw on our show the other day, they're honest, like hotcakes as normal when we lose, and don't praise us enough when we win, when we call it out, but we call it like we see it every single time out. And when you see certain things happen, let's put the bad ref calls, let's put the 5 players only in the second half aside. When you don't get your share of the rebounds and you still commit turnovers, 12 turnovers leading to 19 points and 18 offensive rebounds, those are not good numbers. You at Golden State, as a fan of Golden State, understand that because that happens to your team quite a bit. When your team loses, those are the first 2 places I always look and see in the negative column for Golden State. So, I mean, in a way, Golden State and Lakers are quite similar in how they go ahead and play their games. Very star-driven, but also very prone to turnovers and offensive rebounds. So I think that has to be the first area where I think they need to go ahead and correct. What would you do to go ahead and correct either one of those issues? The turnovers, as long as with Luka LeBron's hands, I don't know if that's going to change. but also the offensive rebounding. That has to be a bigger key going forward in this series.
I would definitely try to get them turnovers part cleaned up, as well as try a little bit on the offensive rebound. I know that's kind of hard to do when you're small, because asking a lot, but try to somewhat calm it down a little bit. To me, the biggest part that I really think is killing them the most is that fourth quarter. It happens every time. It looks like it's like a repeat every time. They got to figure out how to close games, because that's what kills them. Anthony Edwards steps up every single time, and I think what hurting the Lakers a little bit too. It's them role players from Minnesota. They have showed up. Like Julius Randle, McDaniels, all them boys have showed up. And I think that's the biggest thing, another thing that's hurting too. So I would say getting the turnovers cleaned up. Got to figure out how to slow down the role players from Minnesota, because they have shown up. And still trying to figure out what to do about Edwards as well. But you also need Austin Reeves to show up. Austin Reeves has been pretty bad in this series. And that's another thing that to me kind of hurt him a little bit too. And
yeah, that
just
first
get
half was a killer. I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you, Legend. But let me ask you this, Joe, bringing it back to you. Appreciate Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, and also Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment joining us. This is the Lakers Fast Break. Parade on Figueroa, our best Twitch follower, says, for you and the panel, have the Lakers underperformed so far, or are they performing like you expected given the holes in the roster, Joe?
The game one debacle set the tone for this series. If they don't lose game one, they go into Minnesota up 2-0, and all they have to do is win one game, and they're good. So they set themselves up to lose in the way they are. No matter how hard they played in game four, they shouldn't have been in that position. It should be tied right now. But I'm not surprised. I didn't like any of the Minnesota, Memphis. Well, Memphis would have been okay, but I didn't want Minnesota in the first round. I don't know. At the time, I didn't have it pinned in my head why, other than travel issues. Just an additional travel issue. Just more zapping of the energy if they have to go there. And it got worse when they got one game one, because I knew at that point they're going to have to go 7 to win this. The second they lost game one, it reminded me a lot of the Houston series in 2009. They lost that first game, and like, ugh, now they're going to have to play catch up. It's okay, Joe. They'll win game 2, and then they'll win game 3 in Houston and get back home court. Yeah, but you got to win 3 in a row against a really good team. Those things don't happen very, very often in the playoffs, especially when it's at their house. So what ended up happening there is they ended up losing to Houston, and they ended up going 2-2, and then they won the next game, and then they lost the next game, and then they won the next game. That's what happens. I mean, it's not a bad team, and you're not an elite team. So the competition isn't going to be that far off, and they have a bona fide star. As much of a dickless piece of shit as he is, he is a star, and he can ball. And then you had a couple guys step up on their side. McDaniels being one, Nasri doing his thing. But I'm not surprised that they're down 3-1. I just feel like they shouldn't be there, because they should have won their home games. But they weren't, because their inability to focus after long layoffs is a chronic issue. Their inability to close games out is a chronic issue. And their roster has there's no difference when they've had a center, when they don't have a center, when they have an elite guard, when they don't have an elite guard. It just doesn't matter. This team loses at the end when it matters. So there has to be a change at some point here. It's not. I don't know what other parts you can put in here. You're going to go have a summer where you can add a legitimate big man. Sure, you do have some expiring contracts. You could float around Austin Reeves' contract too if you have to. But now you lose depth, regardless of whether he's the third best player in the league and all that horse shit. I don't listen to that stuff. It's all just highlights of bullshit. Just every 5 minutes. Watch what's going to happen. If the Lakers win tomorrow, watch what's going to happen. All the jerk-offs that we were talking about earlier. Oh, my God, the Lakers. Are they going to come back? Like, it's like clockwork. They lose, they're shit. They win, they're going to win a championship. It's the same narrative over and over again. Turn it off. Scroll past it when you use your phone. It's nonsense. It's garbage. If you want real information, you want real emotion tied to the actual things that are going on, watch the show. You're going to get it. And we'll be able to interact with you too. And not have, be all butthurt and start going in the boxing rings and acting like you know how to box, or talking for 20 hours about how LeBron got in your face and you're about to throw down. You ain't gonna fucking bitch. You ain't gonna throw down. What, are you crazy? Come on. You gotta throw down my ass.
And after today's game, actually it was a very early start. Indiana and Milwaukee. Indiana in overtime defeated Milwaukee and eliminated Milwaukee in 5 games. Legend and Joe, I want to bring it to you first, Legend, so we can get this rumor out of the way, because I already know the answer to it. I already talked about it yesterday. Giannis at all wanting out, and are the Lakers even an option? Is Golden State, your team, even an option at this point? Do either of those teams have enough assets, Legend? I don't think so, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I agree with you, Gerald. I don't think so. I don't know what we can offer wise. I get the feeling they're gonna want to load for him. They ain't gonna be Nico Harris and take whatever. They gonna ask for a little bit. I don't know if we got the assets to do it. The only one I can really think of who probably got the asset is definitely Oklahoma. They got plenty of picks over there. You got Oklahoma. You got maybe Miami might be willing to make some moves after they got demolished against the Cavaliers. But I don't know us. I know my Warriors ain't got much to really offer right now. They gave up a good bit.
If OKC doesn't go all the way, Legend, they might, because they got Hartenstein's contract. They can float that somewhere near that, plus 500 draft picks still. So I agree with you. I think OKC I would put as the leading contender, because I think we're seeing the tea leaves, reading the tea leaves. Nobody wants Lillard because he blew out his Achilles, so he might be done for next season as well, Joe. So the possibilities for Giannis, again, I think the Lakers have only 2 rounders that they'll have this summer, maybe 3, but still, that's not going to be enough, I don't think, for either Golden State or the Lakers to go ahead and get Giannis, even though I think he will probably ask out.
Sorry, I was reading some.
Oh yeah, you could stare into that abyss of the comments all day. Yes.
I'll admit, it took me a minute to speak on a podcast initially, because I was so used to structure from like a radio show, because I had done a few radio shows back in the day. So I always kind of went back and forth on whether I wanted to do that here. It doesn't really work. It's different. It's not like you're on the radio and they're not seeing your face and not seeing your reaction. This is a reactionary lifestyle, the podcast. Well, we're drinking water and you're seeing it, sometimes eating grapes or blueberries like Sean. People are telling you suck while you're on TV. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Other than it's hard to think anymore, because I feel like we repeat a lot. Just maybe repeat it in a different way each time because the game is different. And that's essentially where we are now. The Lakers have found every kind of way, with every kind of roster, with every kind of leadership, with every kind of coach, to have the exact same finality. And that's it. That's the story. And then it's mixed in with nonsense like so-and-so is getting destroyed and LeBron isn't the greatest of all time. I'm like, that has nothing to do with today. And I don't understand getting lit up when somebody scores 38 on you. How does that guy light up somebody who just scored 38 on him? And I don't get where the logic comes from that. Was a team loss. It's just what it is. It's a team sport, and it was a team loss. And Austin Reeves was playing his ass off, and he was making shots towards the end. And Rui was hitting shots, and DFS was hitting shots. Luka was hitting shots. LeBron was doing some amazing stuff on defense. But I'm sorry to say this. Couldn't close again. It doesn't matter how good those plays are unless you close the door. I'm sorry. I know it's not fair, but that's life. That's it. That's where you're at. And what is going to happen tomorrow when it's a close game again? Is JJ going to learn his lesson for once? It's been 3 months plus. Is he going to learn his lesson? Can you please drop a last-second shot for Luka Doncic? And for the love of God, can you put anyone but LeBron inbounding the ball? Let Luka inbound the ball, and then
Get it right back.
Get it right back. Clear the area. If they don't clear the area, if they press, make sure you have someone ready that can get the ball, and then open up some space for Luka again. Because I'm saying, let's say it's a 10-second clock. Hey, this is their job, isn't it, Gerald? Legend?
Yep.
This is what they do, right?
I mean, I'll say last night, the Golden State game. Inbound, crucial inbounding with just a few seconds left. Easy. Right to Curry.
And by the way, LeBron missed AR. LeBron missed AR on that inbound. AR was wide open. But it's just it's not there, man. And if you're going to tie up $50 million for a stat guy, all the people that are just creaming over stats and what this guy did for 22 years, you guys can take that home with you. I don't want it. I want to win championships. I want the team to close again. This team can't close for shit. That's it. That's where I stand on this. There's nothing else really to say. Yeah, that you're right, Nick. That's one thing you're right. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they're not getting called foul. Maybe they're being rough at the rim. I had a remedy for that a couple of years ago. I think they're not training enough to deal with contact at the rim. I had the tackling bag thing that I wanted to. It's weird. Doesn't Luka have a video when he was in Slovenia where they were using a bag when he was doing his drills?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
This is something that I think they need to adopt here. I don't know if he stopped doing that here in Dallas and the NBA, but these guys got to be able to handle some contact. I mean, they are big men, right? I mean, Luka's 6'7". Apparently, everyone thinks he's 400 pounds. I don't know where. LeBron is still built like a he's built like a left tackle that's ripped. So I don't know. I don't know why they're missing layups, but that was a problem too. We talked about that for years, haven't we, G?
Yep.
Yeah, they've been missing layups. I mean, Westbrook was missing layups. LeBron missed layups. Although this year I've noticed LeBron hasn't missed as many, except for last game, of course, at the worst time.
Again, Div, I don't know who you're talking about. I think if you're talking about Rob, remember he has an option he can exercise for next year right around $50 million. So it would be essentially a 41-year-old man earning $50 million. Now, he can get out of it and sign for less or sign for the same amount if he wants to do another one-on-one. Again, that's going to be something of contention this summer that we're going to probably talk about indeed. But Legend, yes.
You mean a Scottish guy who's playing a sport?
It's Gerard. It's Gerard Butler. Yes, but no worries, M24. This is Sparta, indeed. Love that film.
That's a good one.
Legend, I want to bring it back to you. And again, it is the Lakers fast break. Do you want to go ahead and ask your thoughts on this? When it comes right down to it, the playoffs have really excited us. So many close games, including earlier today with Indiana escaping with a 1-point victory and moving on to the second round. So they get some rest too. That's going to be good for them. I know Vari's happy about that. Your team is heading back to Houston up 3-1. Houston had every opportunity to win that game. I still, when I watched the game, Vari and I were noting, and also Mark as well, big shout out to those guys, my Australian crew, part of my Australian crew that's out there. We were talking about how the other guys, the guys like Brooks, Adams, and Van Vliet, when they seem to get those when the ball went to those guys, especially Van Vliet, the experienced guys, they seem to know what to do. But it's that classic case of inexperience when it goes to the Greens, the Senguns, the Thompsons of the world's Easons. At times, there was hesitation, just ill-advised shots. Just seemed like, again, when you have those moments, you need to ride a little bit more strongly on those experienced guys, because you see on the other side, Curry, and then in last game, Curry and Butler. But how about, of all the young guys to step up, a guy that Rodell in our chat, Joe, said was not somebody he thought of or value as the NBA player. Remember last year when he was arguing with us about Podziemski the entire season and still trying to defend JHS? At least if I remember correctly, but he was saying, Podziemski just, I don't see it. Well, you better see it, because he's got, 28 last night? And in a key time where he was moved up as the starting 2 guard with you-know-who, the ex-Splash brother, moving on to Dallas, guess what? You got a key performance from a young player, and Houston Rockets didn't. And that's part of the reason why they're heading back to Houston for Game 5, down 3-1 to the Warriors.
He showed up real good last night, and I'm liking his growth. He's getting better and better and more confidence, and that's good for us. We need our role players to step up. I think we're going to probably get ready to close this thing out in 5 and end this so Jimmy Butler can get some rest. But as long as he keep doing that, this team can go as far they can go. I'm going to assume we're going to end up playing Timberwolves. Probably be a long series because that's going to be physical. Probably from the experience with you guys, this experience. But
you never know. You never know. The Lakers could still surprise.
They could let LeBron go, do the comeback again.
It's not 3-0. It wasn't 3-0. So as long as it isn't 3-0, the Lakers still have a chance. But we'll see. Again, Joe, Golden State does impress. The Clippers, Denver, they're coming up here in a little bit. That's tied at 2-2. The Clippers wasted a golden opportunity to do the same thing Golden State is now. And as I said then, Clip's going to clip every time, Joe. Because, again, when it comes to the Clippers, Clip's going to clip every time. Never fails.
Yeah, it was pretty apparent that this series was going to go 7. And I still say it will. And Denver,
didn't have to.
Denver has the they have the heart of a champion still. They still have it. Jokic is the MVP in my view. I could safely say that the next game's winner, I think, will probably win the series. I think I'm comfortable in saying that. So Denver's got the advantage there. If they win Game 5, I think they win it in 7. Which would be which would hurt the Clippers, because this is the healthiest Kawhi has been, and the schedule is going to be Oklahoma City. Almost is not enough. I know, I get that, but Oklahoma City probably, there was a small shot where they could have gone 2-2 against Memphis if Memphis didn't have their head up their ass, but that would be an interesting series because there's a lot of matchup issues for Oklahoma if they were to actually meet the Clippers. I actually think that Oklahoma would rather play Denver than
if Kawhi's playing at the level he is right now.
Yeah, that matchup is bad for them. That's not a good matchup for him with Powell there as well.
Because he's playing good defense too. Kawhi is actually statistically He's playing really good defense as well.
Yeah, and I think guys like Zubac kind of even out a little bit up front, and then if
he won't have
Harden
Jokic to deal with.
if Harden does his thing a little bit, not all the way our Harden, not 2018 Harden, but I think that would make Oklahoma City sweat a little bit. But it's hard to predict, man. One little thing can happen. Look at Lillard. He's out for the year now. I don't know what, and they're done. And Giannis is yelling at. Yeah, he's for some weird reason. Giannis is fighting Halliburton's dad. Like, what's with all these dads fighting players? What the fuck is this?
Indiana forced 2 turnovers in the final 17 seconds of
overtime. Sit down. Shut up. What are you arguing with players for?
And Halliburton, he went on by. He drove by Giannis to score the winning layup. Man.
So what is Halliburton's dad talking shit?
Yes.
Why is he talking shit?
Yes.
That'd be like us talking shit. You're not playing, man. I mean, you're one of the players' dads. It looks worse than just a jerk off fan.
It's the little league dad mentality.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yep. Don't do that, man. Don't do that either. Somebody needs to call out his pops. If that was my dad, which my dad would have never done that, God rest his soul, I would have been like, "What are you doing?" not in front of everybody. I'd be in private, like, "What the hell are you doing? You can't do that. Make me look like an asshole." And I know I am one, but that's a different level. That's a different level. No, you don't do that, especially with Giannis is a good dude. You want to talk? I'll give you a reprieve on one guy. That scumbag, child-making, abandoned fucker, piece of shit, Anthony Edwards. That deadbeat. You want to talk shit about him, about his stuff? Yeah, I'll let that one roll or slide.
So let me bring it back to you, Legend. Again, 2-2 tonight. Before we go, it'll be coming up here shortly on playback. Your thoughts, though, on it? A very decisive game. I agree with Joe. I think if the Clippers move on, which I'm not 100% confident in because, as we always say, the clip's going to clip. But let's just say they move on. I think they're a much better matchup for OKC than Denver. I mean, even though Jokic is the best player in any series, in my opinion, along with Joe right now, I just think, again, you're playing with Powell is shooting very well. You have Kawhi playing at a high level, and you have Batum playing really good coming off the bench. Bogdanovich, he had a really lousy game, then he had a pretty good game, so you don't know what you're going to get from him. But yeah, right now, again, if the Oklahoma City Thunder, if I was them, I would be rooting for the Nuggets because I think that's a much easier matchup for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think in that Clippers team gonna give them guys some fits. If they get the Clippers, that chance to get to the finals is probably gonna go out the window. Because I haven't seen Kawhi this healthy in a long time. It's like 2019 Kawhi right now. It's looking like the Kawhi Leonard that might make the finals run. If I'm them, I would be getting the pom-poms out, cheering Denver and telling Jamal, "Hey, I need you to show it like you did last year." I'll be cheering for them right now. Because I'm like Joe. I think whoever wins this game tonight, this is probably going to decide the series. I think most series winner of game 5 usually going to win the whole thing.
Well, we'll see what happens. But last game I want to talk about, or last series I want to talk about before we get back to his final thoughts on the Lakers, Joe. And that is in regards to Cleveland. Has your mind changed all about Cleveland at all, seeing how Boston, I know they're down right now, but it's at home. They're only down 5. I have a feeling they'll still come back and win. But Cleveland so dominant against a number 10 seed. Yes, I know they moved up to number 8, but against Miami, a pretty weak Miami team. They won by 500 in that final game. Your thoughts on Cleveland? Do you think they've closed the gap enough to go ahead and upend Boston when they eventually meet? Sorry, New York Knicks fans.
I am going to be a huge Cleveland fan the rest of the way. Knick fan, whatever it takes to get Boston out. And whoever comes out the West, no matter who it is. That is my only fear right now. Even if the Lakers lose tomorrow, it's not going to bother me too much because I knew their deficiencies were just too big. Not having any bigs No rebounding and no shot blocking against teams that are athletically freakish. And you haven't even played Oklahoma City yet. You haven't played Cleveland yet. You haven't played Boston yet. Just everything had to be perfect for this run to happen. I'm not saying that the Lakers can't come back and win 7, but it's going to tax them, and that was my worry, that this needed to be a quick series so that they could avoid going back and forth to Minnesota and having the stress of all these games. So
I do think it's going to go 6. I think Houston, all respect, legend, I think Houston will come back and get 1. And then heading back to the Chase Center, I think it's going to be an issue for Houston, personally.
Houston played the way some of us thought they would play because they're young guys. Mm-hmm. They're another couple players away from being a good team, but yeah, not surprised. And it hurts even worse that this is happening because of the fact that the Lakers are about to could be bounced by tomorrow or in Game 6. I don't know. Well, one way or the other, they're in a bad spot. Even if they win tomorrow, going into Minnesota in Game 6 is going to be tough. Then you got to win a Game 7 if you beat them then. And that was it would have probably played out a little bit better if they had won, because now they're going to play Golden State. The travel's less. I think Golden State isn't as equipped in terms of freakish athletes. Jimmy Butler is a savvy vet. Steph Curry is a savvy vet. Yes, but the Lakers have savvy vets, and that would have been a better matchup for them. And of course, the NBA would like another Steph LeBron series. But I don't know. I don't know if that's. I'm not really going to have a good idea on anything until tomorrow.
Okay.
As of right now, Golden State has it. It's likely they close it in some way, either in 5 or 6. Lakers are just as like to lose tomorrow in a blowout than they are winning and then winning in Minnesota next. That's where we are.
So, legend, again, going back to Houston for game 5. Your thoughts? I think Houston does have enough talent to go ahead and play much better at home. And then I think Golden State, again, they have to overcome whatever it is that they have to overcome in Chase Center for Houston. I just don't think they will. I think it will be Golden State at 6. That will buy the Lakers some time if they need, since they'll have to go 7 in order to take the series. But your thoughts on how this will finish up between Houston and Golden State before we finally have some Laker thoughts to finish the show on out.
I probably say the same as you, Gerald. Much as I would rather them just they're going to end it in 5 and let's be done. Get their funeral started, get their vacation started. I get the feeling they probably win tomorrow, and then we'll wrap this thing up in 6. I think they are a couple pieces away. They're young, and that inexperience have shown a lot. And Gerald Green got some issues he got to work out. That inconsistency can't be that big like that. That's weird. How is that big? I go from 38 points one night, and I'm in single digits the next night. That's way too big of a inefficient to be happening. So I think we're gonna end this thing probably in 6, but I'm hoping we end it in 5 and let's be done. Let's get it over.
So it is, of course, the Lakers tomorrow. Of course, playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. All is on the line, Joe. Backside, whatever you want to use. And again, you said that when we got Luka, whatever happens this season, it's almost like exactly as far as that Luka trade for the future. And for me, I thought it was, again, would make them a viable, because are playing a very tough Minnesota team. I don't think we should give up on them. I still think they have every opportunity to go ahead and take the series, because it's been very close in Minnesota and also as well here in LA. But your thoughts, and again, everyone, Joe's going to have more thoughts on this, and hopefully I'll be able to join as well, coming up at 9 p.m. on his channel, the Joe Soro channel, with the Joe Soro Experiment. But your thoughts coming up for tomorrow in Game 5.
the gist of your question? I know you said something about tomorrow's game, but
Basically, your thoughts,
I
the
think you said
sense of
something
what you're
about
getting
Luka
from
and the
tomorrow.
trade for the future.
Because remember, you had said at the time was more about for you.
Yeah, yes,
for you,
yes,
your thoughts
yes.
were more on, and for whatever happened this year, it'd be like
Correct,
icing on the
correct.
cake.
This was not a
To
yeah.
use it to
Yes,
paraphrase.
absolutely. This is not a trade for this year, and this is not a team that's built for a heliocentric player like Luka. Luka will need snipers. He'll need big men, and one athletic guard that doesn't fold in the finals like Kyrie Irving, which was a surprise, by the way. I didn't think Kyrie would fold the way he did, and it's going to take maybe 2 off seasons to do that. And I'm not talking about just compete for a title. The Lakers have to build a championship team that's obvious, and they will, because they always have when they've had that star in his prime. It may take a couple of years. Getting Giannis, getting Jokic, I don't know how those are going to play out. I think those guys are going to have to willfully come to the Lakers, in my view, because I don't know if Denver is going to trade or if Milwaukee will trade Giannis to LA. And I don't know what we could give them, really, unless they're willing to take mediocre players or good players and then a few small draft compensators. There's not really a lot of those. It's just not. I don't know how they're going to do the next few steps. I know what they need. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I do believe they will do it, though. But what they have to do first is they have to make a commitment to that, which means they're probably going to have to tell LeBron, we're not going to extend you if you opt out. You will play your last season or your last year's contract, and then we will reevaluate in 2026. If you end up playing really well and they win the championship, we'll sign another 1-year contract with you. Something like that. But if not, if you're going to keep having the same issues at the end of games and you're not going to give the ball to Luka, then it's just not going to work. I don't think being in shape, Rodell, has anything to do with this. I think when you look at Jokic, him and Luka look identical, except Jokic is a bigger guy. I don't know where this obsession of being in shape comes from. If anything, he's in pretty damn good shape, considering he has to have 2 and 3 guys on his ass every game and play 48 minutes. You're not watching the game, are you? Are you just thinking in your own heads of what's going on? Because that's not correct either. You imagining
remember,
shit.
we just spoke about Rodell and his observations on pods last year. I mean, that tells you.
Yeah.
All.
It's not. This is not rocket science, guys. It's basketball. Watch the game. Have you guys ever played sports? Have you ever played? Let's say, have you ever played full court basketball where you played 4 or 5 games during that sequence? Because when you win the games, you play the next team, right? Because you're the winners, right? Well, I've gone 4 or 5 times in a day. God knows how many times at the gym, at the black court. Doesn't matter where it was. My whole life, I've done that up until the last maybe decade. So from age 10 years old till I was 37, for 27 years, I played basketball like that in some capacity. You get tired after 4th and the 5th game. And that is a YMCA or gym or some half-ass thing in the middle of nowhere. This is the highest league, the highest pressure, and you're in LA on top of that. There's a lot. You got to factor that in here. The team is not equipped to win in the way that it needs to be equipped. It's just not. It doesn't have anyone up front. Can't win. Even if it's a perimeter game, you still need guys that can at least intimidate when there is penetration, and you need someone that can rebound. They don't have those things. And I'm sorry. I think LeBron has had enough time. I think LeBron has had enough in his time in LA. I think he's been given enough. It's time to go to Luka. It's time to go to Luka. That's it. Let LeBron retire next year. He had an amazing career. Thank you for the championship. Let it go. It's time to It's time to turn the page and stop talking about the stuff we're talking about right now. It's a waste of time.
Oh man,
Strongly agree.
Legend, as a Golden State Warriors fan, I'll let you answer Rodell's question or Rodell's comment. Pods hasn't been that impressive in the playoffs, so I guess what he did last night has not been impressive at all. So
Hold on, Rodell. I got you, man. I got you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Since you said that, here you go.
Yeah. That's 26 points last night, 5 rebounds, 5 assists last night. Yeah, that's just lousy. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, it is what it is.
Man. Come on, bro. Watch the games, man.
Watch the game. Yes, that's not impressive to you. Okay. Look, you just again, I said Scottie Pippen Jr. wasn't an NBA player. I was wrong. It's okay, Rodell. You can admit because you've been wrong many times over the course of the times you've been here. It's okay. Come to grips. We called you out every time you're wrong. You are wrong here. Pods is an NBA player, a good NBA player, not a great NBA player, but he's a good NBA player, and who showed last night he can play well in a playoff format. Where is JHS right now? I'm waiting for your answer. Is that you calling me right now? But yeah, it's unfortunately.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Indeed. So again, I don't want to go ahead and start fights with people, especially Rodell, who has zero credibility over the course of things he said over the course of 2 years.
Doobie's talking now. Read Doobie's thing.
Luka is so overrated. Why don't you see that?
Boy.
Doobie. Man. Seriously, man. You gotta lay off the Doobie tonight. I've already cussed up a storm already today. I'm tired. Although at 9 o'clock it'll get turned on again.
You guys were praising Max Christie and how he was walking on water, and the guy couldn't even get out of the bench, even with Kyrie blowing out his knee. He still couldn't get off the bench and start for the Mavericks. Come on, guys. And then you have Anthony Davis. Thank you for all that you did for us. But you saw year after year of declining returns with AD and LeBron. And then instead you pick up a top 10, top 5 player in the world for AD. Give it a rest. Give it a rest, Doobie. Come on. We have lots of greenery that's available 24 hours a day here in Vegas. Maybe you're having some of that. I don't know, but it is indeed. But yes, again, I could be here all day fighting the chat because, and I'll just say this, we got a lot of new fans, Legend, because we had 2,300 views. And thank you very much for all the views on after the game, because, they all come to us when we lose. They're all saying us delusional Lakers fans. Well, they might have met us, but actually they should be in our chat, because our chat does get delusional, and it's apparent in the chats right now. So it is what it is. You guys have your opinions. We're not banning you. If you're not insulting us, we're not banning you. You can call us whatever you want, but as long as you don't go anywhere near some really bad spots and really bad taste, or say things that we didn't say, then we'll keep it at that. But,
what did Wendy say, Brian? What did he say?
Wendy's.
He's not talking about LeBron, is he? Because LeBron took a shit on him, 2 months ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would he talk about LeBron against
Wendy is where he's at because of LeBron. And that's all. I'll leave it at that. But Legend, go ahead and give a plug for I Got Next Sports Media. I'm going to remind everybody about Joe Soros' show tonight. But you first, my friend. I Got Next Sports Media. What's coming up there on your channel, my friend?
I'm just going to continue to do my NBA Talk podcast. I usually do once a week, sometimes twice a week. Try to watch a couple of games, then do a podcast to talk about each of the games. So I plan on doing that this upcoming weekend. Talk about all these games, as well as starting to get an idea what the second round finna start looking like. Do predictions on the second rounds and go from there, honestly. And then probably do a video of the path for the remaining teams, seeing their path to get to the NBA Finals.
And Joe, you're going to be on the experiment tonight. I'm assuming talking about Dodgers. And if you take a look, I was so proud of you, Joe. You actually did in advance. You got it scheduled. You did a JPEG and everything. I was like, man, you're like a YouTuber now, man. It's awesome. So what's coming up for you tonight at 9 p.m.?
God help us all. It's the answer. The question is LeBron. Could this be LeBron's last game?
Yes.
Now, I sent that question over to Empire Jeff, and he said absolutely not. And I kind of agree, but you never know. So stay tuned. 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those of you out in the East Coast, Central, Australia, Philippines. We will discuss some stuff, and we will discuss a lot of stuff. And the Dodgers will be playing at that time, so I'll probably be back and forth as I'm watching. But we'll have some fun tonight. It's been a minute.
And then I've got the playback.tv / Lakers Fast Break channel going. If you want to check out the action there as well. I know Vari is on there right now, and I also think he'll be hosting on the Joe Soro playback channel as well. So yeah, some good stuff coming at you. Thought we'd go ahead and give you an earlier show to get you prepped up. And then for you members out there, a big shout out to all of our new members. And next show, I will try to give a big shout out to all the new members that have come on board. I've got something special for you. First and foremost, you will see an upcoming video on our thoughts on the NFL draft, the winners and losers on the NFL draft. My good friend from Inside Sports Fantasy Football, Chris Sardieri, will have his thoughts. I'm not sure if Joe will make it. That's up to him. I'll leave the invitation open for him and Sean. But that's coming up, and that'll be dropped for members first, and then everyone else be able to see it after that. So there you go. All right, Jeremy. Yeah, I'll switch it over to the Clippers game after this current game ends. And right now, just to give everyone an update, at the half, I think the Orlando's leading by 2, just coming out of the half in the third quarter, and Detroit is leading with 2 minutes left by 6. So
what's fandom? I'm a Laker fan. You know that, doobie. I'm a Laker fan. You can't pull that fandom bullshit with me. You know me, man.
Rodell has zero credibility. Zero. After all the dumb things he said over the years to us.
Especially that pod.
Zero. Yeah. Yeah. The pods take. And then, the stuff where he said we only see things through one skin color that he sent us way back when.
Oh,
you still remember that.
That hurt right here.
That was wrong. That was absolutely wrong. So, yeah, once you say these things that you can't cash in on, you have zero credibility, Doobie. So I don't know if you want to get on that parade float with Rodell. So, yeah, that parade might be crashing at some point in time.
Nico, my confidence level in winning the series is about 9%.
We're not you could say whatever you want, Rodell. But Max Christie can't even get to be a starter, even when their starter blows out an Achilles. What does that tell you? Max Christie does not walk on water. Anthony Davis, if he tried to walk on water, he'd probably get hurt. So that's where we're at.
We're on Luka's jock still, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. They don't see the forest from the trees, and they won't. Even if Luka wins the championship for the Lakers, Joe, they still will not. They'll still be moaning.
I don't know why are they calling out Luka when he's not anywhere to be seen when it matters at the end of games? You tell me. I'm not drawing up the plays. Why is it Luka's fault that they can't close a game? He was closing games in Dallas. He was closing games in Dallas.
Legends team does. Legends team, simple as that. We saw it last night, right there. Steph Curry just makes one juke one way, the other juke right. He gets the ball instantly. It's not that hard, and yet it's been a hard thing for the Lakers to do all season long. So
it's here. Let me argue with the wall.
Okay.
I'm a Laker fan. I don't have fandoms other than the Lakers. Right? It's not answering. It's not answering. Just like it is in the
Brian, there's no blasphemy against
Hold on,
AD.
let me talk to the TV. I'm a Laker fan. What do you think about that?
You don't get to call out blasphemy, Brian. There's no blasphemy against AD. Thank you.
And
for
by the way,
all
the
you've
wall's
done.
white and the TV's black. Hey, I love everybody.
Thank you for all you
Same.
did.
Actually, I don't love everybody. I just give everybody the opportunity. Unfortunately, most of them
But
fail.
Brian, understand the realities. AD is 31 going on 32. He is his body. He knows his body better than anyone. He signed that extension or signed that deal right away when he could have more money on the table had he waited for a reason. He knows his clock is ticking a lot faster than a lot of other players his age. He gets hurt a lot, and you know it. So come on. They call
Luka
him
is
street
like James
clothes for a
Harden.
reason.
Oh my God! Oh my God.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we could be doing this all day.
Doobie, what the f-
Oh
are you
man!
talking about?
Man.
Oh man!
Really?
Man.
Oh.
Go give me some
Gerald,
wine, please.
shut the show down and blame Doobie, please.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Tell
to.
everyone that we're going off air early because of Doobie.
God almighty!
That is a
We are going
terrible
off the air.
take.
That's well, we started earlier, and we started the show.
That's a
with
made
my
guy
daughter.
too, man. That means he's got to go. He's got to go in the basement now, man.
bro.
Yeah,
He's got to go in the
yeah,
basement
absolutely.
now, and we got to tell him that he's he's going to be talking to some people, and then got to shut that door. Is that how it
remember,
works?
Joe, we started the day. We started the show with my daughter overhearing someone calling Steph Curry the greatest of all time, and I'll leave it at that. So
It's an opinion, right? They're entitled to it, but they're wrong.
Doesn't mean they should have it, but yes, they're entitled.
Biggest Steph Curry
I mean,
fan.
James Harden, really? Did Luka really? Oh,
there
boy.
you go, Brian. That's more like it, Brian. Yes, that's not blasphemous of you. Yes, very well said, Brian. There you go, Brian. You've redeemed yourself in my eyes. So there you go. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break.
So disappointing.
Tomorrow it is Game 5. The Lakers play host to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Their backs up against the wall. Whatever you want to say, season's on the line. We'll find out how that goes, but we'll have it on playback.tv. So Lakers fast break.
Legend isn't even a Laker fan, and he's hurting. That's how bad that was.
I like that. That's when
you know it's bad. He's not even a Laker fan, and I saw his reaction. It was like, what? Oh my God!
I like this one the best. There's an 800 number for what you have, dude. There you go. All right.
Field therapy, say so.
Yeah, there you go. Does Vegas have? Yes, the Lakers are favored, Jeremy. Yes, the Lakers are favored. But again, it is the Lakers fast break. We'll be back tomorrow for Game 5. But don't forget, I Got Next Sports Media and the Joe Soro channel. Joe Soro channel tonight at 9. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well.
Doobie, you should show up because I got something for you.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
It's going to be a scolding.
Come tonight. Joe Soro tonight, 9 p.m. And also the Lakers Fast Break tomorrow, right here. The Lakers Fast Break.
Thanks, Tay. We love you too.
All the best.